What's happening, guys? Wanted to show you my garage and give you a little sneak peek at the cars I'll be working on in the next couple of videos. This one here, this is my baby. This is my 180 with an S15 front. SR, a few bits and pieces. Yeah, I'll explain all that later. There's my girlfriend's 180. It's fairly standard, but we'll sort that out. And also my R32, but that's under wraps for the moment, so we'll be working on that a bit later date. But at the moment, this is what we're doing. Alright, so here we have my QR25DE Nissan motor. It's out of my 2005 X-Trail, and I pulled it apart from a suspect loose timing chain. Pulled apart the bottom end while I was there, and focus you. And the bottom end bearings are starting to chew themselves up, so if this had completely spun, there would be chunks missing. They're obviously not too bad, but as a precaution, we want to fix it. So I'm here to explain how we pick what bearings to choose. So what you want to do is take a measurement, the outside measurement of your actual crank, both on your main journals and your conrod journals. And then you want to take the measurement of the hole that it sits in without the bearing in it. So, for instance, here's the bottom end. This is bottom cradle, so a lot of motors will have separate main caps. These would be your main caps here. This is just a different setup. So you want to pull all your bearings out, put this all back together to factory specs, torque it all down, and then take your inside measurement, obviously from the smoothest part, which would normally be about up there. But to do that, you need to invest some money in a few pairs of these bad boys. These are digital micrometers, outside micrometers, and they will, they're on. So maybe that's why they're $100 and cheap. Make sure that doesn't happen again. We've also got these. Now these are cheap as, inexpensive, $25. And they're inside measuring tool. So what you do is close that up, let it expand in your hole, tighten it up at the bottom there, that'll stay still, and then you measure it inside your micrometer. Them two measurements will give you your crank outside diameter and your hole inside diameter. So what you do is minus the crank outside diameter from the hole inside diameter. That'll give you your your bearing clearance. So from there you can go to your graphs, figure out what bearings you need. But here's my problem: 4 different types of bearings. So that's journal 3, 1 and 5, 2 and 4, and all my conrod bearings. So it makes it a little bit of a difficult process. A lot of the times part places will have 1 or 2 different types of bearings, so this is your other option. Plastigauge, whatever you guys want to call it. It's pretty much a thin strip of plastic, for lack there of better words. And what you do is cut a little section of that, bring it over here. Here's one I prepared earlier, and lay it across the journal. Always that direction, never that direction. It doesn't need to be as wide as a journal. So you want to continue that for all your main and your conrod journals. Put everything back together, tighten it all up, making sure you go to your workshop manual and getting all your factory torques settings properly. Once you've done that, you can pull it all apart And all your plastic gauge will come with a scale. You've got millimeters and inches on that side. So what you do, once everything's apart, this plastic gauge will actually spread, it'll expand, and it will tell you exactly what your oil clearance is. So here you can see whatever width that it's expanded to, that's pretty much what your oil clearance is. So this is a nice, cheap and easy way to make sure that you've got your clearances within specs. You can check all that in your workshop manual. Well, I hope that helped, guys, and I appreciate you sticking around. Just before we go, we've got to say goodbye to Belle. You say goodbye, Belle? Yeah. Excuse my voice, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and someone wants to go to bed. Yes, she does. See you next time.